Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tactical Breach Wizards. I have my fellow door kicker, and I will let him introduce himself.
Hello, this is Laylite from Mission Control.
Yep. So we are now in the Callan, which is as we will learn, a theocracy that is currently in the throes of a civil uprising. No real-world politics, please.
I see. And this is the theocracy that is currently busy being uprisen against, thus the riots?
Yes.
Sounds like we got off at the wrong side of the tracks, though.
Probably. I think we got off... To be fair, you'd expect a train to, arrive at a supply depot, so... Knock out all enemies. Oh, reinforcement door.
Well, I guess we just scan the horizon, look for the tallest building, and then go in the other direction, huh?
Mm-hmm. So we have this door will seal or not be sealed. Words. 2 reinforcement doors. This guy pops out in 2 turns. This guy pops out in 3 turns. We have the grenade launcher and a couple of generic shoot guys. But there is one thing.
Okay, so I see the 2 trackers. Can you hover over that cleanser again? So it's an arcing projectile.
Yeah. But I want to point out one thing that's new for this. Do you see this giant gaping hole in the ground?
Oh, yes I do. They only put 1 traffic cone in front of it. Tisk tisk. Very, very unprofessional.
Yep. And we are in a position where Jen can run up and introduce the guy to the bottomless pit.
Yep. I mean, we'll have to work a little harder to deal with the, cleanser, but we've got ways we can handle a 3 HP unit with no stability and no armor.
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Like, for example, we could hit 3 enemies with a single spectral skull.
Jen wants to finish by the end of turn 2, and Zan wants to finish the level without letting any enemies attack.
I think we can do all of those.
Yeah.
I think all 3 of those work together pretty well.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to back up for a second here. I want to put Zan up here, just so that I can... Yeah, I can false prophet both doors here, sealing off all the reinforcements.
Yeah, we're going to get some pretty good mileage out of both the skull and Zan's support attack here.
Mm-hmm. Hold on a second. So, Zan, do that. False prophet, do that. Banks, run here. Can I... And there's our
Maybe
3
if we
enemies.
move... Oh, well, that works. I mean, we're hitting, Zan is the unfortunate part of that. So Banks could potentially do that first before Zan does his, runs up and does the false prophet stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Spectral Skull is not a basic attack, so it's not like we're wasting any, support fire that way either, I don't think.
Yeah, I want to go there. Spectral Skull does that.
Seems pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Zan runs up here. False prophet. False prophet.
And Jen even starts with a mana, so I mean we can clean up with Chain Bolt, I'm sure. Like, what else do we need mana for in this mission? Nothing. What's Jen's confidence goal again?
Finish by the end of turn 2.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think we're good. It's
Yeah.
turn 1. The game literally says it's turn 1.
And Zad still has an action. because his one of his clones got disabled.
Oh yeah, that's right. Of course. So it's good. It's a good warm up. We're gonna need more of that later, but this is a good, gentle ramp up.
Yeah, but the primary purpose of this map is basically to introduce people to giant gaping holes in the floor.
Yes, I would like to introduce those people to giant gaping holes in the floor. That does technically count as a defenestration, because what is a hole if not a window in the floor?
Mm-hmm. That is a problem. 4 riot priests. But what do we have up here?
We have a manhole.
We have manhole here. But as we were introduced on the train, that is not an enemy spawn point.
Yeah, that's true. What can Foresight tell us about this?
Feels like we just... Well, for now... We have somebody new here. We have somebody named Doll.
Okay. Well, let's see what we can do with our turn first, and then just kind of set ourselves up flexibly and see what happens.
So Jen wants to defenestrate 2 people in 1 turn. Banks wants to hit 5 enemies with a spectral skull. And Doll wants to... And whoever this Doll person is, wants to deal a total of 10 knockback.
Well, the enemies already seem pretty well lined up for Banks to take a shot. I don't think it's a particularly, effective shot as far as doing damage is concerned, but you could certainly... I think mostly we care about the damage on the tracker and the cleanser, lobber.
Yeah.
Damage, I don't think is really going to be a concern on the rest.
I just want to look at my angles here.
The damage does... remind me again, does physical damage, does that damage count towards the gas mask threshold, or does only, gas mask, lose this much health, so it doesn't matter by what means. So at least it is meaningful to hit the priests with the skull.
But the armor reduces the damage.
That's true. But it still helps.
Alright, so... That's 5 hits.
Yeah. If we can get rid of the lobber, then it's also all good. Then being undercover is fine.
Yeah, let's grab some intel there. Jen wants to defenestrate 2 people in a turn.
Also, there is an interesting quirk here. We've seen that knockback can transfer, but now I'm starting to wonder about mana drain.
Actually,
if we set up the transference, does that actually mean that she doesn't get her mana drained and someone else gets their mana drained? We haven't really seen other enemies with, mana per se, is the trouble.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking here because I'm seeing if I'm looking around thinking, can I set up a death's door somewhere that between Jen and Zan they can double tap somebody. Oh, hold on. Wait. Nope. Back up here. Jen.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna put it anywhere in particular, I think probably just the upper right corner, one of those walls near there. Maybe near the reinforcement door is best. Seeing as you already have the bottomless pit near the middle right and the manhole to cover, basically everywhere else.
Sorry, I'm just thinking here for a second. Jen?
Oh, finishing them off with a collision?
Yeah. I'm just thinking here, because if Jen can shoot... Yeah, that's going to finish you off. It's not going to knock you into the pit. But this guy can get... Okay, if I were to hit you... That's not going to work. That's not going to... I mean, that would take you guys out.
So you have the upgrade where the final hit of the chain bolt does more not damage, knockback, right?
Yeah.
So
But
if you can sedative cocktail in between the two upper leftmost shield guys, does that move the shield guy next to the bottom shield guy next to the manhole?
That might work. Hold on a second. I'm just going to...
Because then you might be able to like chain bolt and like get the lobber, the cleanser, and that one that you hit into the manhole.
So you're saying like...
Yeah, right there.
No, because the gas mask prevented it. Straight up. Because it's not physical damage.
Right, we haven't done enough, I haven't done enough damage, and that doesn't do any actual physical damage. Right, so we would have to figure out what to do about that earlier. Now, Zan hasn't done anything yet, though, I note.
And neither has Jen, for that matter.
So we could fix that by doing some damage earlier in the turn, and then the sedative cocktail would work, and then Jen could finish with the chain bolt to get the cleanser and that one shield guy dealt with.
Yeah, hold on here, because Zan can... What did I pass over here? So Zan can run up there.
I mean, the most basic thing I can think of would be running Zan next to the mana and then shooting Caranto, trying to knock them back into the desk.
All right, hold on.
My problem stability.
You don't... My problem is at Zan's range.
That way, that way next to the mana there.
There we go.
So that's the problem. Since we didn't get any kind of upgrade, like both the damage and the knockback are resisted, so it doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Jen has 1 mana, but
Jen has
Zan
2 mana.
Potentially uses mana on Zan hasn't used any mana yet, has he?
He did. For the false prophet to draw aggro there. Here, let me just undo
so
that.
We might not need the false prophet. I was considering a time boost on Jen if we need more knockback. Jen might be able to both. Could be a way that Jen could both static blast and chain bolt in the same turn, because Zan's donating his mana action towards her.
Alright, that might work there, because now that guy's...
Yeah, because because of the static blast, now he's not gas masked anymore, and then you can continue.
Alright, I'm just going to try something here. You, time boost Jen. You, time boost Jen. Jen, chain bolt. Hit you first. You into there. You go, I don't care. Will that... No.
Oh yeah, she does have 2 mana, that's right. So yeah, if you can move Caranto next to the,
no,
the
darn,
manhole.
that didn't quite work out.
So yeah, you might need to use the sedative cocktail first, and then maybe it'll line up.
If I use the sedative cocktail, I won't be able to get Banks's hit 5 enemies with a single, because they're both actions.
Oh, that's true. This is still turn 1. That's true. Actually, Zan... Okay, so Zan only gets 1 mana, and he's only... Wait, so right now you grab the mana with Jen, not Zan, correct?
I've backed up there.
Okay. There might be... I'm considering some really, gnarly thing where if Zan picks up the mana, he can spend 1 mana on a false prophet who gets hit by the skull, thus refunding his action, and thus then he can use the 2nd mana to time boost Jen and help this get set up.
Time boost just costs a point of mana, it doesn't cost an action.
That is good to know. Right, of course that's true. Okay, so that might not even be needed then. Yeah, so if he has 2 mana, actually that means he can just do 2 time boosts. So he can even time boost Banks, so she can do both Skull and Sedative Cocktail, and he can boost Jen, so Jen can do Static Blast and Chain Bolt.
Okay, so let's just have a look here.
That's teamwork.
All right, so and he still will have an action for his 3 bolt burst. So
exactly.
Who do I want to? Actually, I have an idea. I don't have an action on you, but I do have a shot on you.
So I think you can do mostly the same individual things you did earlier. You just do them in slightly different order. But I think Jen can knock back the front shield guy who we're trying to put in the manhole to get rid of the... to do a little bit of damage and get rid of the gas mask. And then Banks can... Well, Zan can boost Banks, and then Banks can Sedative the now damaged...
Hold on, I have an... Wait. Nope, I want to do something here. Banks. Death's Door right there. And then
okay, I mean, that's fair, too.
Hold on, because if I can do Chain Bolt...
yeah, that's another way of getting
1,
defenestration.
2... Shoot. No, cancel. I want
Not quite the right angle.
I want to
I think if you do it that way, then you should probably, because you don't need as much time boosting with that plan, you would give Jen the mana, and then she can do like the super chain bolt to easily get everything done you want to.
Yeah. Okay, let's back up here. I want to put Zan there, Jen there, so that Jen can pick up the intel. Zan shoots Hold on.
So yeah, I think both the thing I was thinking of and the thing you're doing now would probably work, but I think the thing you're doing now is actually easier, so go for it.
Yeah. Okay. And then I want... Well, I'm just going to check something here. Oh.
Nope, stable.
Yeah, because I don't have the Death's Door reaches out and grabs someone.
Right. So yeah, you would have to do knockback some other way. Possibly with like a single time boost. Like you could still do a single time boost in this particular timeline. So I mean, you could give it to Banks and she could Sedative Cocktail the guy in the back just for the knockback. Like, does that do knockback even if it's resisted? I don't think so.
And then you time boost Jen. Banks.
Yeah, I mean that works too because you only need a static blast for that. And I think she can see him. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah, so it wasn't with one action, but it was in one turn, and that's good enough.
Mm-hmm. And that just leaves
that seems pretty clean.
Yep.
I think that's about the best we could expect out of that turn, really.
Alright, get inside. I've got this.
1 on 4? How about 4 on 4?
And so, ladies and gentlemen, meet Dal Sabin, the Rebel Riot Priest.
Oh yeah, we've all heard of her, yeah.
Let me just scroll up here. This is Dal. Complete with, So yeah, same armor type as these guys here. But let's click on Dal. So, Dal can move. Dal can charge. Does 1 knockback per tile charged, pushing the unit that many squares.
Alright, makes sense. If you get a bit of a run-up, a bit of a lead, you can build up your speed more.
The sensor slam is straight up, I punch you. Is a straight up melee strike. Swap.
Yeah, that's a big meaty one too. 5 damage.
Yeah. Swap is wherever you are and Doll can switch. Enemies and allies alike.
That's incredible.
Yes.
Anywhere, you say?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So Doll can switch with any other person.
Doesn't even need line of sight to them.
Does need line of sight because Doll can't switch with this person right now. And
okay, that would be a little ridiculous if it was just anywhere, but line of sight makes it at least a little bit more under control.
And didn't you just finish recently a run of Into the Breach where you had one of your mechs have the switch ability?
Not quite. I mean, it was kind of a... Well, yeah, it was a teleport. Yeah. In line of sight. What passed for line of sight. Well, no, it was in a straight line. So, like, you can even do it with diagonals here.
Yeah. And so the last thing Doll can do is Doll can throw out a riot block, which acts as a temporary piece of cover that she can then run over and pick up again at some point in the future.
Oh, so she can deploy a waist-high wall?
Yes.
That's honestly still really powerful, too, at that.
Mm-hmm. But there is a reason why I like it.
And she's armored.
Yep. Doll comes with a point of armor, and 4 health.
Alright, so, we can cause a lot of knockback if we, get far away from an enemy in a straight line and then run up to them.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is also knockback effect, so Zan is in a position where, oh hey, I see knockback, I have a predictive bolt.
That's true.
Banks. Let's see what you got here. Oh wow, all these... Oh, I can't target the hole there, otherwise I'd have hit all 3 of those guys with a sedative.
Yeah, I guess that makes a certain degree of sense. If you threw the sedative into a hole, it would fall in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, this might actually be a pretty good turn for transference if Doll is in range of 3 enemies that would all like to attack her. What if she was just not damaged by that?
True. Hold on, I'm just gonna... Well, don't forget, transference only deals with the first hit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, just 1 hit. That's right.
But here, I'm just gonna try something out here. I'm gonna run you over here, and then charge here. Well, that didn't work out as well as I was hoping for.
Yeah, so that did a total of 2 knockback because she had 2 distance to charge, and so that was able to overcome the 1 stability to push 1 tile.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I'm going to... Here. Zan. Shoot you, because I want to get rid of that gas mask effect there.
That didn't do any damage. So, it didn't.
Oh. Wait. Zan?
Like, you can see why I've been trying to emphasize, like, if damage is worthless, then we get our damage via knockback. And it has to be good knockback, so thus Jen.
Oh god, look at... Oh god!
Yeah.
Jen's just gonna throw this guy straight into the hole.
Yep.
That sounds like an idea, because that...
Sure. I'm not quite sure why it went horizontally that time instead of vertically, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Here.
I guess there's just a bias towards pushing people in the correct direction where they will get voided out.
Yeah. I'm just gonna check something here. Death's door there. Doll. Swap with you.
There we go.
Oh, 1 point short.
Yep.
I don't want
Good try,
Banks.
though.
Yeah,
I respect the hustle.
Yeah, I don't want Banks to be in that position. Sorry, I'm just thinking here, cause...
Yeah, you might be better off, like, saving the Death's Door, because I just don't actually see how you actually line it up this turn.
Banks could drop this door, like, right here. And then...
Doll hasn't actually moved yet, have they?
No.
So I think that means they're allowed to swap with an enemy and then move, is that right?
Yes.
So you might be able to Death's Door on the corner. Well, actually, no, you wouldn't even need that. Like, you could swap Doll with the currently, as of now, the Vizden, and then Vietzen, and then Doll could move over one tile and then shove the shield person who's in front of the manhole into the manhole. Of course, they'd still be surrounded, but we might still have some other actions left to handle that. You have to back up a bit before you do that, but that's
yeah.
fine.
I was just using the sensor shot just to show just how much damage she threw down there.
Yeah, which is some. Actually, does her does that slam do knockback? I don't think so. No.
Yeah, the charge deals +1 knock. The sensor slam does deal a single point of knockback after the damage.
Okay, that's fair. So yeah, just one. So not enough to move the heavy units, but enough to knock back normal units by 1. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're still in trouble, but we may be able to fix that. Like, now since you haven't even used the Death's Door, now Banks might be able to Death's Door the tile behind Dialect, and then Jen could move them backwards, and then Doll's only taking 1 hit.
Yeah, I was just throwing down a sedative there just to make sure, but... Because they still had that.
I don't think you'd even need that. Jen already does 2 knockback, and they only have 1 stable.
All right.
So you only need 1 to push them into an adjacent Death's Door.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm set up on the right spot there. Okay. Yep. And then we're at the point where I can transfer between Doll back to this guy here for the hit.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Doll isn't doing a lot of knockback, but, I mean, we might be able to set that up on, like, last enemy or something.
Actually, slightly better idea. Run here, predictive bolt this way, because we know that this guy's going to run here to do the hit.
Yeah, it won't take them all the way out, but it'll at least do some damage. Oh yeah, there's only 1 hit, so yeah, no problem.
There we go. Doll has dealt 3 knockback damage.
They won't even know what hit them.
Oh.
It's good to be from out of town.
Oh yeah. I will end turn there. Alright. Zan has a predictive bolt. Oh, right, because... Hold on, I'm just thinking here. Doll is
I think Zan is allowed to predictive bolt towards the shield guy, and then if you move the shield guy out of the way, he automatically destroys the tracker behind him, right?
No, you cannot lay down a predictive bolt if there's an enemy in the way. You can lay down a predictive bolt if there's an ally in the way, but not an enemy.
Oh, I see. Well,
oh,
right, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
No. Jen goes there. Zan can then predict a bolt in this direction. Jen uses her I shoot, then move again, and then the predictive bolt is laid down.
Makes sense.
You know, I'm just going to see if Jen hits you, and then moves. I like that.
Well, that's a way of converting movement into advantage.
Yeah. Doll. So I still need to deal 7 points of knockback damage.
Well, you've got a long runway here.
Yeah.
You sure do.
let's see how this works.
That's a lot. It's not like 7, but
It was
pretty good.
6. Let's see here.
Actually, have we even, yeah, Banks hasn't even used a sedative cocktail yet, so you could get it right there if you wanted.
Hold on, no,
You
you've got gas
cocktailed the
mask.
guy in the back.
Yeah.
No, I mean the tracker that you just destroyed. Like, you could overkill him by that much more, by unsteadying them, and then they take 7 knockback from, 6, charge.
Remember, we've got the knockback built into this right now.
Right. So now it's even more because now you have an extra tile to charge. So that guy is pulped. He is crushed against the wall.
Yep, that'll do.
They're going to be picking up pieces of him tomorrow.
Let's see here. Zan, you still have an action. Let's just deal with some of that there. Bang. Yeah, Jen's gonna take a hit, but I think that just sets this guy up for. Here. All right. Let's knock back his gas mask first. Oh,
again,
until
you've
they
got to
lose
actually
that
collide
much
it into something to get rid of that.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have a better luck if you just shove him towards that hole in the ground on the right.
Actually, hold on. We can throw the riot block right there.
That's true.
And create our own knockback.
Yeah, backstop.
And then you can sedative cocktail.
There we go. The big run.
Oh, you son of a... Wait. Rewind. Zan still has a move. Predictive bolt that way.
Okay, there we go. Look, it's fine. There'll be a guy there.
Yeah, there we go. And...
Alright, got a little bit sloppy at the end there, but we made it work.
Yeah, Jen fainted from the awesome. Although,
oh, right, yeah, it was unstable. Yeah, but that should have just done... Well, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's okay. We have a medic right here.
Yeah. We have a necromedic.
A necromedic is a kind of medic.
Mm-hmm. Now, here is our problem. We have 2 of these shepherds, so hitting one means the other guy is going to shoot.
Well, that's fine. We have ways of dealing with it at this point.
Yep. Oh, lots of reinforcement doors. Zan wants to prevent reinforcements. That's not going to be a problem because Zan can, run up here and then false prophet those 2 doors. Jen wants to...
Yep, go ahead.
Jen wants to finish by the end of turn 2, and Dahl wants to deal 5 slam damage with 1 charge.
Alright. I mean, hey, we have it. We finally found it. The scaling damage attack.
Yeah. I'm just going to find a spot here where false prophet can seal off those doors. Seal.
So if we can deal, say, 6 knockback damage, so to say, with Dahl, then we can destroy a shepherd in 1 attack. Or at least get most of the way there, maybe, depending upon where exactly our barricade is.
Well, here's the thing, though. This guy right here is literally standing in front of a pit.
That's true. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Thanks to the handy-dandy traffic cone for letting us know. Alright. And they're armored, so they don't care about the, retaliation.
Yeah. Oh, darn it, no, because it didn't actually deal knockback damage.
Yeah, it has to be damage, but that's fine. We might come up with another opportunity on some other poor, hapless,
or make our own block. Also,
yeah, that works too. That was a nice throw, my goodness.
Yeah, the riot block is spiky. Anything knocked into this takes 1 extra damage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There's some knockback damage.
Mm-hmm. This guy is aiming at the false prophet, so that's not an issue. And then we have 3 people with all sorts of actions.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be a little awkward, but I can make it work. So, Jen. Actually, don't.
Yeah, in fact, the Shepherd, the Shepherd's main, end of turn attack isn't any different from their reaction attack. So currently, Doll is set up to just tank it outright with her armor.
Yeah. Just take cover. Actually, Jen runs up there. Shoots you. Oh. Runs... Sorry, I'm just looking at my spacing to see if I can preemptively run Jen all the way up.
Oh. You might need a time boost to do that, but I think that does actually work, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you can time boost Jen. Jen can just zap Static Blast the Shepherd again.
Or this guy. Because remember,
yeah.
Zen has his...
I mean, either one will probably
Oh,
work
right, you're right.
Point.
I want to shoot you because then you...
Yeah, then you don't have to worry about the reactive shot.
Oh, no, it's not worked. Nope. It only triggered 1 per turn. We don't have the...
Yeah, you need the second upgrade for that.
I'm just looking here. Let's rewind. Jen is in a position to do.
I mean, Doll also has mana to swap if we need that for any reason, but we could also just accept sealing the reinforcement door next turn. That's not the worst thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, while we're at it, what are the confidence goals remaining to do?
Zan wants to prevent 1 more reinforcement from showing up. Jen wants to be done by the end of next turn, and Doll's
So
done.
yeah, it's okay to let this reinforcement out, as long as we're far enough forward that we can seal the door and then deal with that last enemy on the last turn. And I think we're efficient enough that we can do that.
Yeah. I don't see any more actions we can do.
Somehow, with, it's easy to lose track of all this. We had 4 people all doing all their crazy stuff all the time. It is still turn 1.
Yeah.
So, if we finish by the end of turn 2, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. But now Zan also has 2 points of mana, so he can hand out 2 pieces of friendliness.
Yeah. So I think between all of this, I think we can handle all of that. Really, the only thing I'm slightly mildly concerned about is Jen. Jen will, by necessity, I think she's the only one who can do the run all the way up to that door this turn, but I think that's okay.
Oh, absolutely. But seal the door. That gives it Zan. But you know who likes to jump in the way of people?
That's a reasonable swap.
Hold on, we still got to deal with this guy. I want to put... Okay, so...
I don't think it's that much of a surprise that I think we're going to get rid of the tracker with damage, and we're going to get rid of the shield guy with Death's Door.
Oh, yeah, Death's Door
seems fairly efficient.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the best way to... Or, sorry, because this guy's kind of not in an inside corner, but I'm... Okay, here. Move there. Where does the sensor... The sensor slam doesn't work.
Oh, so it's only, so when they say adjacent, they mean only orthogonally adjacent, not diagonally adjacent?
Yeah.
Or maybe it didn't work because there was an obstacle in the way?
Yeah. Alright. Let's see here.
I mean, even if it doesn't knock back, at least it does damage, which means that you can sedative the shield guy this turn.
True. Oh. Let's sensor slam you.
Yeah, like, you have so many actions that I can't help but imagine that there's gotta be some way you can make this work.
Yeah, I'm just looking here. Banks. Sedative cocktail on you. Death's door. Oh, you do not have a... Here. You go there. Can you? Death's door. Right there.
Oh, that's neat. I thought that was going to get blocked by that tall obstacle in the park she was in front of, but I guess not.
Yeah, so was I. Jen can then Gale Grenade, like... No, damn it, that didn't work. We may have to wind up not... Here, Zan. Run there. No. Oh, wait.
If we have to, I mean, you can still experiment with this current state, but if you have to rewind farther back, you may be able to experiment with doll swapping with the last enemy, the shield enemy, instead of with Jen. Because that would put the shield enemy in an entirely different position from which maybe you have more options.
Oh, I know what we can do. I realized what...
Go ahead.
Sensor slam. Hit you for stupid amounts. Thanks. You know what Zan still has? It doesn't take up an action?
Time boost?
Yeah. And has line of sight on this guy, so...
All the way from downtown!
Oh.
I mean, that's a little more damage, but we didn't get rid of the stability, so it's 2 damage.
Yep. Actually, wait. I have a...
So, I'm just gonna go ahead and say I don't think that what you're doing right now is very efficient, but if you have enough mana to brute force it, maybe it still works.
I was thinking a little bit, Oh no. That move...
Like, it's a little better if they're outright unstable, but it's not great right now. You gotta do some prep work before that becomes good.
Yeah, let's just start the turn over.
So you see what I mean about how, like, Doll doesn't really have enough room to do what they want to do, and moving the shield enemy somewhere else might be a more valuable use of that.
Yeah. I'm also
like, in fact, Doll could probably move next to a wall and then swap with a shield enemy, and then the shield enemy is next to a wall for the Death's Door thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm also looking at it and realizing Jen doesn't need... We don't need to seal the door this turn. We can seal the door next turn if need be.
That's true.
Alright, so Banks...
but it is currently turn 2, so if we want Jen to... Yeah, if we gotta finish this turn if we want Jen to be all confident.
Jen... No. That doesn't work. Man, this guy's in such a very awkward spot.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I suggested swapping with them.
Alright, so Doll, let's back up here. Doll, say, runs here, swaps with you.
Yeah, I mean, the tricky thing is that I'm not sure who ends up closing the reinforcement door this turn if Doll does a swap, but it at least means that it's that much easier to take care of that enemy. And maybe we just don't worry about Jen's objective.
But Jen can run.
Well, yeah, actually, yeah, hold on. Yeah, Jen's still a force of nature, able to run like the wind, so yeah, there we go.
And then Banks is in a position to do that, and then Zan offers his support fire.
Yeah, there we go. See? Action economy. I knew we had plenty of actions left.
Yeah.
I just didn't quite realize that Jen still had the angle from that angle, but yeah, of course it works.
Okay, yeah. Jen being able to just run halfway across the map at a time is just absolutely bonkers.
Turns out it's pretty handy.
Mm-hmm.
She's made of lightning, metaphorically speaking. Alright, look for the helpers. You're going in, whether you want to or not.
Yeah. Survive the streets? It was all technically one street. Survive a street.
Yeah, we made contact with the resistance. Yeah, good job. You know, we made some noise, and we found friends.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's answer those questions in that order.
And there's the cat.
Glad it shows, I guess.
Yeah. Hey. Oh, okay. Says
I guess we'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah. By the way, you can scroll back up and down to go back over your conversation if you wanted to.
They say only Kalani's can cast?
Yeah, that's weird.
That goes against everything else that we've learned through observing the universe so far.
Oh, so only the Chapel Anointed can cast.
That sounds pretty authoritarian, yeah.
So you're trying to invent clerics instead of wizards in D&D parlance.
Sure seems like everybody's a sorcerer in this universe, but that's all I know about that particular distinction.
Yeah, that's effed up.
Okay, yeah, that is effed up.
I think I might have to put a swearing language tag in the thread.
Eh.
No, doll, you are sheer unrepentant damage.
Sounds like one's about to start. Oh, that's good to know. Well, sounds like they are about to actually do it, though. The way she's talking.
Oof. Yeah.
Sounds like, Liv Kennedy already knew that.
Yeah. First chaplain's going to declare war on... no real-life politics, please, in the thread. Or the comments.
How does it hurt the resistance? Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
a foreign distraction.
Nothing like starting a war to be a distraction. Cough, cough.
Hmm. Yeah, I suppose, needing to repeat the same line over and over again, you get to do it pretty
Yeah.
decently.
Yep. That's true.
Yep. And banks can raise the dead. One of those is not like the others.
I mean, she has plenty of experience, too. Yeah, how can we help? That is a good question to ask. How can we help?
All right, this should be a break. Yes, excellent break point. All right, so you can see here
Well,
how
we
we
found
can...
a good place to take a break.
Yep. Let's just finish up. Sorry. So last time we went through Jen's anxiety dream, and here is the super chain, active and locked.
Alright, that's just an upgrade locked in.
Mm-hmm. But Zan, let's see here. Predictive bolt.
So we're starting to get back into upgrade philosophy again. Like, do we just go way in on making one move as ridiculously overpowered as we possibly can? Or do we want to be a generalist who, wants to be ready for any situation possible where we, make sure that everything is at least a little bit useful, so if we run into a situation where we want to use this thing, it's at least sort of good.
Mm-hmm. With Doll being available to us now, and you've seen the amount of knockback she can throw around.
It's true.
Uh,
That said, even as useful as that is, Doll can still only be at one place at a time.
but where that place is can be very contextual. But as I was going to say, as we were showing off several times, Doll's knockback can deal a fair chunk of damage leading into Zan's predictive bolt. So if Zan is in a position where, he has multiple shots, or sorry,
to cover a whole hallway and reuse that hallway more than once.
Because
possibly
even
3 or 4 times in a turn.
Yeah. I mean, that would be extremely tight, but the point being is that with conviction here, Zan's in a position to take 2 or even 3 shots a turn with everybody else.
And it does usually work out in that order, too.
Yeah. Pushing people into his shot. We're now in a position where that's a lot more viable. We also have the opportunity to have him fire off multiple support shots a turn, or have or fully enable the firing squad.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure we're ready for Time Bomb yet, but Hurtful Lie and Supportive Fire 2 and Conviction all seem like reasonable options here.
Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of which one we grab at this point.
Supportive Fire 2 seems like, or even Hurtful Lie. Like, either of those seem more generally useful. Predictive Bolt is going to be a lot more, situational. So I think you'd probably still want to take the general upgrade if you can. And honestly, it might even be Hurtful Lie. Because the False Prophets can go anywhere, whereas Zan tends to need to go to very specific spots in order to, enable all of his other stuff.
Yeah. So might as well throw down Hurtful Lie then, and we'll just lock down False Prophet.
Alright, False Prophet is extremely good now, so we should set ourselves up to use it wherever we can.
Yep. Also, as the game goes by, you pick up more and more stuff around each of your characters. So now Zan has a broken sword right here.
I see. So yeah, there may be some situations in which, False Prophet might be round peg, square hole, but for the most part, I think it's going to be pretty good just about any time.
Mm-hmm. Doll
Wow,
here
that is
is
the only +2 damage upgrade in the game I can see so far, at least.
Yep, and it starts as a 3 damage, 1 knockback. So if you are up against a wall, if Doll has you pinned against a wall, that is 6 damage.
Hmm.
But the charge, momentum. If you traveled at least 3 tiles, inflict an additional 3 knockback.
That's huge.
Yes.
That is a ridiculous amount of knockback.
And you saw how I dealt like 9 knockback because Doll switched with somebody and then charged across the map.
Yeah, I mean, 3 tiles that's a big ask, but like once you hit that threshold, you just catapult people into the wall.
Mm-hmm. Rampage. Once per turn, if the charge hits a target, the action is refunded.
That's pretty good too.
So you can double tap a person.
Yep.
You charge, you hit them, they get flying into a wall, and suddenly you're in a position where you can charge them again.
Exactly. And either they've been crunched into the wall, or they got, like, catapulted way far back, in which case you have a lot of distance between you and them, and then you can just charge again.
Mm-hmm. Telephasing. You can optionally pass through targets to charge at others behind them.
Ooh, fancy.
Did you know that you could charge through a false prophet?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is an option, and we have a lock here, which will come later, be unlocked later.
Sure.
Swap. So I'm talking my brain. If you switch out with an ally, the mana cost is refunded, but the action is not. So
it sounds like you can only swap with, like, actual people like Zan, Jen, and Dessa, not with a subverted turret.
Mm-hmm. But this basically allows Doll to effectively put herself in a position where she can...
and then, like, that this also allows for flexible positioning of the other, well, whoever's around, at least. They can expose themselves a little bit, do stuff from the front lines, and then Doll can swap with them, put them back into safety, get them on the front lines, and then they can start doing their stuff. Like moving or charging or whatever.
So Jen moves, shoots somebody, moves again, puts them in a position where then Doll can freely switch with them, and Jen's set up Doll's charge. Panic. If enemies are targeting you when you swap, they'll shoot the person you swap with immediately. So if you swap with an enemy...
It sounds like... Does that clear their end of turn action, or does that
Yes.
just, like, act as, like, an extra? Okay, that is neat.
So the friendly refund is when you're swapping with allies. The panic here is when you're swapping with enemies. So Doll runs up to whomever it is you want to ruin the day of.
Yep.
Or,
That's potentially very powerful. That could scale.
Mm-hmm. Swap with objects. So the important part here, not only can she swap with, like, explosive barrels, she can swap with the shield she throws down.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So throw riot block. The block can basically auto-regenerate once per turn.
It's reasonable. Sometimes you can get use out of that.
Wall mode, though. So basically the default block is only waist high. This turns it into a full wall.
And you can choose that. You can, like, toggle its height, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
That's handy.
Yeah. Once again, there are no wrong options here, so it's just how do you want to build Doll as the in-your-face beat stick with the sensor slam, the riot shield charge, all that sort of fun stuff. But I honestly think that...
I mean, all of these are extremely synergistic, both with the rest of her kit and with the things that the other people do. So there's really, it's just up to personal preference. We're at the part now where, like, we can probably cobble together some kind of build no matter what we pick.
Yeah. The riot block upgrades I don't think are good immediate
Yeah.
upgrades. They're definitely...
I don't think we want momentum yet, since that's really conditional. But I think Rampage sounds like it's going to fit our playstyle pretty well, because we can very easily activate that.
Oh, yeah. When I did this in my initial playthrough, like, I think it was either the Sensor Slam or the Rampage. That was the first upgrade I got, because I realized, hey, 2 actions.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds good to me.
And the important part with Rampage is that, you don't have to use the second action on the Rampage itself.
Exactly.
On the second charge.
You can just use it on something else. So yeah, it sounds pretty solid. What's Rampage 2? You can imagine. I'm pretty interested in that. Yeah, there we go.
No limit to how many times Rampage can trigger per turn.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
No notes.
I have basically gone from one corner of the map to the far corner of the map, basically pinballing my way across the map by charging.
Yep. Alright, well, we have that to look forward to some later time.
Yep. But that is the map. Missions, dreams, chats, outfits. Curiously, though, one of these is locked, which we'll come back to later. But for now, I think that's enough for today. We're coming up on an hour, and this is a solid break point in the game itself.
We've got a lot to look forward to.
Oh, yeah. So I want to thank you all for joining me this week, and thank you, Laylite.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Happy to be here.
Yep. Talk to you all later. And stop.